today I'm going to talk to you about cooking beans. I have a lot of recipes in my cookbook, plant-based recipes and meal options that use beans. You can use canned beans, and if you want to, you can make them yourself. So I'm going to go over today all the things that I've learned about cooking beans. And when they came out with the Instant Pot, this makes it really, really easy. And it's a great thing to have compared to the old pressure cookers that you had to use on the stove. I'm going to demonstrate today cooking in a traditional manner for about 30-40 minutes, black beans on the stove, and then one's done in the Instant Pot. So one thing I want to say is we're fortunate. I like to get the beans from Winco, and I always double bag it when I get them from there, just in case the bag tears, you have that extra protection. Winco has a really good selection of dried beans. You can get them many places. I like these bags that Natural Grocers has. These are black turtle beans that are organic. And one thing that I do is I always put them out on a plate to check. Sometimes, rarely, there can be a rock that's the same size as the bean. And you don't want to do that and break a tooth. It's always good to just pull out any that don't look the best. And that would be something that I would generally do with most all beans. The one thing I wanted to show is the ones that you can get in the grocery store. These were Winco, but I mean any grocery store has their brands. And it's usually a 1 pound bag. And these are pinto beans. These are small red beans. These are garbanzo beans. These are black beans. And then lentils. They're all about $1. So you can get a lot of nutrition and food from one bag of beans. The lentils we don't soak. I use in my soup recipes and other things the regular brown lentils. I really like the French green lentils. These are from Winco from the bulk section. And then, of course, split peas. So in that group of legumes and beans, those are the three I use. This is also a really nice blend of chili beans that Winco has. And it has pinto beans, black beans, kidney beans, and it's a really nice mix. And this makes a really, really nice chili. So I'm going to clean this up, and then we're going to start. I'm going to show you how easy it is to use the iPod. Okay, first I took the 2 cups or a pound of black beans, and I put them in a larger bowl than this, covered them with water last night, and soaked them. This morning I drained them really well with a colander, and then I'm going to stick it in the iPod. It has a stainless steel insert which comes in and out. That's really handy. I'm going to put enough water, about 1 inch over the beans. I do not add any salt, and you can add flavorings if you want. I'm going to do some refried pinto beans after this, and I'll show you how one can do that. But I'm just going to do them plain. So the lid fits on, and I make sure that it's going to be sealed, and I just press it for 9 minutes, and 8 or 9 minutes, and that's it. It'll beep, and I don't have to do anything else. When it finishes, it will then just stay, and I will let it cool itself. The other way I wanted to show you, which is the traditional way, I soak the same amount of black beans. I'm putting them in a pot. I'm going to put about an inch of water over the top. I'm going to cook these for 30 to 40 minutes, and we will compare the two and see how any differences. The one thing I like about this is you don't have to think about it. This you put on the stove. It's nice to have something that has a good heavy lid. And when you're doing a lot of different things, you have to make sure you bring it to a boil and then you simmer it. And I think it is easy, but this is definitely easier. So I'm going to do that. The other thing I'm going to do, I happen to have two Instant Pot holders, so I soak the garbanzo beans. So I'm going to cook those. Also, about an inch over the top. And when we come back, I will show you these, and we'll also make some refried beans without any oil with the pinto beans. Okay, so I've cooked my two different types of cooking methods for the black beans. I cooked these in the Instant Pot, and I did them about 9 minutes, and then it takes total probably about 35-40 minutes because you have to wait for them to cool. The ones that I did on the stove took about 55 minutes, and they are very similar as far as how soft they are. So either method works. I cooked the garbanzo beans for 15 minutes, and these are really nice to keep in small containers in the fridge or the freezer to use. After I cook them, then I usually season them. So I'm going to show you while I'm here to show you how to make a really simple refried beans, but they're not fried with any oil. So I put my Instant Pot on the saute portion, and then I'm going to just let those saute for just a few minutes. Put it just tiny bit of water in there. While those cook, after I've cooked the beans, I will add sometimes a little seasoned salt. This Trader Joe's chili lime seasoning is really good. I will use chili powder, or Mrs. Dash salt-free lemon pepper seasoning, cumin, and you could also just have them be totally salt-free and just add a tiny little grind of Himalayan pink salt on the top. You can season them however you like. So I'm going to add some chili powder and some cumin to the onions. This is 1 pound of pinto beans, which I soaked from last night, drained. Then I'm going to put just enough water to cover them. Put the lid on, and I'm going to put it on for 10 minutes. So put it on seal, and I'll be back in 10 minutes. Okay, I've cooked the pinto beans for 10 minutes in the Instant Pot. I let them, the steam go down for about 20 minutes. Open them up. And I'm going to use, so they're all cooked with the onions. I'm going to use a strainer and add some to a bowl. Set this aside. I'm going to take my pastry cutter that I use to smash beans, and you could use a potato masher. I like this one because I can get a lot of pressure. This is a great way to make the consistency of refried beans, and has a little cumin in it, a little seasoning in it, chili powder, and the onion. You could add a little more, a little bit maybe of this chili lime. And you have really nice refried beans that have no oil in it, and really delicious. So I'm going to show you how you can just take, very simply, the cooked beans. When I do it, the fun thing about doing this is that you can control what you put in it. So if you want no salt, you can have them just plain, or you can add your own. So on this plate I have some short grain brown rice. I have black beans. I have a pico de gallo that I made. Fresh onions and tomato, bell peppers, jalapeno, and cilantro, and lime juice. I have some avocado. I have some salsa. And I have my zesty chili cheese sauce. So you can make a really nice plate with really simple plain beans. They're also really good, the refried beans, to use to keep in the fridge in a small container to make a burrito with. One thing I was going to show you, I like to make, like, this is 1 bag or 2 cups of the garbanzo beans, and then I put them in small containers like this in the freezer, and then they thaw much faster if they're small. And you can either use the can, or you can make them yourself. So from 1 bag or 2 cups, you can get 4 cans worth. It takes more time to cook them. It's very convenient. I have a lot of these in my cupboard. Very convenient to just have a plate like this and just open up a can. The idea is to eat more beans, and if you choose to cook them yourself, you can. It's quite easy. It's really easy with the Instant Pot, but you can do it on the stove. So hopefully this was helpful, and happy cooking.